What's up you guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video I'm going to cover Pulsechain versus Pulsex, and I'm making this video just because Richard Hart had a new update come out about Pulsechain, and that includes EIP 1559. First of all, what is EIP 1559? If you're not sure what it is, last year in July of 2021, Ethereum had an upgrade to basically a burning mechanism that burns more Ethereum per transaction to control Ethereum's inflationary supply on the long term. And basically, the Pulsechain devs are going to take that code and they're going to implement it into Pulsechain, which essentially makes Pulsechain even more deflationary than we previously thought. Before, we knew that Pulsechain is going to burn 25% of its fees. Now, we know that it can potentially burn up to 90% of its fees per transaction. And guys, that is absolutely incredible, and it makes me even more bullish on Pulsechain. So without going any further, let's dive deep into all the information I've outlined in this document, and let's find out if it's truly over for Pulsex, and is Pulsechain better than Pulsex now, as we know that this information is out. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Pulsex is terrible. That's not what I'm saying. The reason why I made this title this way is to clear out any information that people might have if Pulsex is less deflationary than Pulsechain. Long story short, it's not, but Pulsechain is now more deflationary than ever before. So let's get into it. So first of all, in Richard Hart's recent livestream update, he talked about EIP 1559 having more deflation because of its implementation and is going to burn more per transaction. And he confirmed it. He mentioned it. This is not hype. And also there's a software engineer called Jake Sharp. I'm pretty sure you guys know of him. He's been blowing up on YouTube. He's a developer. He knows his stuff. He also mentioned the same thing. With the implementation of EIP 1559, Pulsechain is going to be way more deflationary. So let's continue. The exact percentage is not out there yet. You can also go to Ethereum ETH scan and click on separate transactions. You can actually see how much Ethereum is burned per transactions, which is pretty cool. And typically it ranges anywhere from 50% to 90% per transaction of the fee. And I'm pretty sure when Pulsechain comes out, we will have a more definite number as to, maybe not a definite number, but more of a range, how much Pulsechain burns per transaction, which is very, very bullish. So let's continue. So does this mean Pulsechain can go up even more over the long term? And the short answer is yes. The thing is that fee burning is that coin burning does not have a direct effect. All it does is remove available supply. So it's not as direct as Pulsex's buy and burn. What a buy and burn does, it directly affects price right there at that particular moment. So first of all, it buys the supply for Pulsex, and then it burns it. That's a direct effect. So let's continue. If demand keeps growing over time for Pulsechain, it will create more buy pressure. But the thing is, with this higher burn rate with EIP 1559, it will take more time to see the effect. However, more demand over time there is, more appreciation. And guys, Pulsechain is the first layer 1 to burn this much in fees. Alright? This has never been done before. If we take a look at Binance Smart Chain, they do it manually. If we look at Ethereum, they don't have as many fee burning as Pulsechain. If we look at, also, actually no, they do have, I'll take that back. They do have as much fee burning, but their supply always inflates. But Pulsechain supply does not inflate. It only deflates. And it has the same fee burning amount, which is crazy. And it makes me super bullish. So let's continue. This is just, a simple visualization, nothing too specific. of what Pulsechain trajectory could look like over the next 5 years. So on the left, we have this very simple basic chart with no particular information. This arrow right here on the left just indicates Pulsechain trajectory of, let's say, 5 cents over the next 5 years, which is very conservative in my opinion, which is only 500x. This one, on the other hand, on the right, that's including basically EIP 1559. That's potentially at 2000x, potentially, right? This is like over a course of 5 years. This is what we knew before on the left. This is what the chart would look like, in my opinion. And on the right, this is what it looks like now. Now we have all this information. And I don't want anybody to get the wrong idea. I didn't put any specific numbers on these charts to keep it nice and simple. It's more of a visual representation so people understand what I'm talking about. And that's basically it. So on the left, we have without EIP 1559, and on the right, we do have it. So long story short, to basically summarize this visual representation, is that Pulsechain is going to pump to the moon even harder. Alright, so let's continue. Like I mentioned, the coin burning by itself is useless if there is no demand. If there's no demand, you can burn as many coins as you want. It will not create a difference on the price at all unless there's demand. But because it's the biggest crypto airdrop in all of crypto's history, there will be instant demand and usage for Pulsechain. So that makes me extremely optimistic on Pulsechain, extremely bullish on it. And guys, this is where Pulsex comes in, because Pulsex is unlike any crypto out there, and I dare even say unlike even better than Pulsechain in my opinion. This is just my opinion. None of this is financial advice, so do your own research. And guys, I'm pretty sure I've heard it everywhere, almost everywhere. Every swap fee is used to buy and burn Pulsex, so it affects the price immediately. It doesn't matter if you do a $50 swap. It doesn't matter if you do a $100 million swap. The price is affected immediately. And the most incredible thing is about Pulsex is that it's, regardless if it's a bear or bull market, the price becomes affected immediately. If you look at PancakeSwap right now, there's about $200 million on a bad day of volume. Guys, $200 million of volume. A percent of the, if you compare it to Pulsex, if you apply those numbers to Pulsex, that's about $1 million of buy pressure per day, roughly, give or take $1 million. It might be lower, but that's $200 million of volume per day. So the potential is so massive. And guys, I'm not just saying this because I'm biased towards either Pulsex or Pulsechain. I sacrificed for both quite massively. Alright, I didn't go light into either one. I went really heavy into both. Okay, so the potential is massive. I believe both in Pulsechain and Pulsex. However, Pulsechain, with this news, we know Pulsechain is even more deflationary and more bullish. However, Pulsex is still more superior tokenomics wise because it has an immediate buy and burn. If you don't like Pulsex, you will still pump the price regardless. Let's say you want to swap USDC for Pulsechain, you will still be basically buying and burning Pulsex. Let's say you want to buy some meme coin and trade it for, I don't know, the incentive token, you're still pumping Pulsex. If you want to buy DAI on Pulsechain and you're swapping USDC for it, you're still pumping Pulsex. But for Pulsechain, you have to directly buy it. Also, even when you're doing the swaps, you're still kind of burning Pulsechain, but you're not directly buying Pulsechain to affect its price, if you know what I mean. So in that regard, Pulsex is still superior because no matter what you do on the DEX, it still pumps the price. If you're using it outside of the DEX, sure, Pulsechain has the advantage. But it does not have the direct buy pressure that Pulsex does. And that's the biggest difference overall. So I'm not choosing one over another. I'll be personally buying Pulsechain and Pulsex throughout the months until the next bull run, just to add more to my bags because I believe in it more. And just as a tip, don't choose one over another. In my opinion, this is not financial advice, just my opinion, blah blah blah. I'd buy both. Okay, this is especially true once Pulsechain launches. Don't ratio trade, guys. As we know, Richard Hart mentioned it himself, there will be no bridge for the first 1 day to 2 days. Obviously, they're doing it on purpose, just to, let the dust settle. There's a very good chance you will get destroyed in the first 1 to 2 days. 1 to 2 days if you ratio trade, just because the dust hasn't settled. And I really believe that Pulsechain and Pulsex will both do incredibly well. Alright? So don't do stupid stuff, ratio trade, or any of that nonsense. Just sit back, let the dust settle, and buy more. That's basically what I'll be doing. So to summarize this video, Pulsechain got an insane boost to its pumpage because of VIP 1559. Guys, if you like what I'm saying, drop a like, drop a comment, and consider subscribing because I'll be releasing more videos in the future. That's about it for the video, guys. I'll talk to you guys next time.